Today on Eagle Nation News, Ashley Parscale was on the scene at this morning's ribbon cutting for the Whataburger at Gates of Prosper.
Jake Fine highlights the March for Our Lives in McKinney. How do North Texas students feel about gun violence?
And finally, Casey Boston is in studio covering the first ever girls lacrosse team playing for Prosper High School. What can we expect from them this year?
All this and more today on Eagle Nation News.
Live from Prosper, Texas, this is Eagle Nation News.
Good afternoon, Prosper High School. Today is Monday, March 26th. I'm Caitlin Whistles.
I'm Nico Ray.
And I'm Nick Anderson.
We start today's show with an update on Facebook's recent data leak. Nico?
Thank you, Caitlin. Mark Zuckerberg quite literally made the news yesterday, displaying a letter of apology written by Zuckerberg himself. Apologizing for a breach of trust coming after the realization that certain apps built into Facebook were recording personal information of users and leaking it, he stated that he hopes to regain the trust of users and promises that Facebook is taking measures to ensure that a leak of information never happens again.
UIL Academics was in action at the 5A Academic Spring District Conference last weekend and cleaned house, bringing back district champion titles in all three math competitions. Of the schools that competed in districts, Prosper had the most overall points with 784, while the runner-up had 242 points. The UIL Academics team will compete at regionals 3 weeks from now.
Now we send it over to Ashley Parscale, who highlights Whataburger's ribbon cutting this morning.
I am here at the Whataburger in Prosper, joining the founding family at their ribbon cutting celebration for this grand opening that happened in December. In honor of the celebration, they will be giving away gifts, food samples, and donations that will be presented to Cornerstone Ranch. I'm here with the general manager at Whataburger in Prosper. What are you excited about with this location in Prosper?
We're just really excited about the community. I know that Prosper's been waiting for a Whataburger for a long time, and we're really high on community involvement, and that's something that we just, that's just Whataburger, that's our culture, and so we're just excited to be here and excited to get out in the community and relate with everybody.
I'm here with the founder and director, Cynthia, of Cornerstone Ranch. They donated $1,000 to the ranch. How are you feeling after that?
We are very excited. We're very honored to receive this from Whataburger. We know every donation counts, as we are a nonprofit, and so it means a lot to us that the Whataburger community would support us, and our values and our missions really line right along with Whataburger as we're family-centered and as we're community-centered, so it's really a special honor to be a part of that.
What is your most selling meal at Whataburger?
Well, the number one usually outsells everything, but the patty melt and the honey butter chicken biscuit are really popular.
Honey butter chicken biscuit is amazing. Reporting for Eagle Nation News, I'm Ashley Parscale.
Thank you, Ashley. After this commercial break, Jake Fine covers the March for Our Lives.
The award-winning UIL one-act play will have a final showing on Monday the 26th at the PHS Auditorium.
With the recent gun violence, students and civilians have taken to the streets in protest. On March 24th, the March for Our Lives demonstration took place in Washington, D.C., and in over 800 places in the United States and around the world. Jake Fine has more.
The horrible unfolding situation in Broward County, Florida, with reports of a shooting at a local high school.
It's a scene that has become all too familiar. Students streaming out of their school, hands in the air, as police attempt to stop a gunman inside. After these horrific events, citizens and politicians alike pushed for changes to gun control to hopefully end the cycle. But after a few days, those cries died down. That was until February 14th of this year, after 17 students were killed in a shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Florida. People began to speak up, as with most school shootings, except this time their voices weren't silenced. The students affected by the shooting organized walkouts, talked with lawmakers, and have been on news stations. And now, over a month later, they've organized marches. They're calling it the March for Our Lives, and they're taking place all across the globe. While the main one is in Washington, D.C., there are some in over 800 cities across the world, including one right here in McKinney. So this impact is hitting a little closer to home than many may imagine. So I'm here to talk to students about what that impact means to them.
I think America's gun laws are extremely loose, and there's been too many school shootings, and I think after Sandy Hook, when 6-year-olds died, there should have been changes, but there hasn't been. I'm just hoping that it gets people's attention enough so that people know that we're tired of this and we don't want this anymore.
One of the leaders of the march, Jackie, a freshman at McKinney High School, had a simple message regarding the march's impact.
Everything we do today is not the end. You guys have a long way to come. I have a long way to come. Everyone says that change takes time, and that is true. This is the beginning of change.
Whether you agree with those marching or not, one of their main ideas reigns true with people on both sides. Students are not too young to get involved in politics. So go out, make your voices heard, and make your vote count. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Jake Fine.
Thank you, Jake. After this commercial break, Casey Boston will be in studio discussing Prosper's newly formed girls lacrosse team.
The Prosper girls lacrosse team is a new force to be reckoned with. Here with more on that is Casey Boston.
Thank you, Nick. The newly formed girls lacrosse team here in Prosper had a game last Thursday. Most of the girls are new to lacrosse and have only been working with each other for about 5 months now, but have already made a lot of progress as a team. 4 to 5 days are set to practice a week for 2 hours. A 300-meter is ran almost each practice with a goal of under 60 seconds. They will have a game tonight against Grand Prairie away at 6, so good luck, ladies. Well, make sure that you check out our Twitter at Eagle Nation News for news, polls, and updates, and our website is eaglenation.net, so be sure to check that out to watch previous episodes. That's all that I have for you today. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Casey. Now we send it over to Max Hamilton with an analytical update on this year's sports.
This week for Eagle Nation Sports. Baseball plays R.L. Turner at home tomorrow night at 7:30. Softball plays at home as well tomorrow against Lake Dallas at 7 o'clock. Thursday night, the baseball team heads to R.L. Turner at 7:30 for their second game of the series, and the softball team heads to Little Elm at 7 o'clock. This has been a recap for this week's sports. I'm Max Hamilton.
Thank you, Max. That's going to do it for our show today. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Nico Ray.
I'm Nick Anderson.
And I'm Caitlin Wessels. Live long and prosper.